Heyo, just dropping in from the edit to drop a quick disclaimer and say this video was not sponsored by One Page Rules in any way, shape or form, and also this video is not intended to be a kind of hit piece on Games Workshop in any way. I do have a genuine question as to whether they can survive the 3D printing revolution. Leave a comment below if you think they are going to or if they won't, but as far as I can see, once more people get more printers. Anyway, on with the video. Hi guys, it's Chris here from Carlton Craftworks. Today we're going to have a look at One Page Rules. So in essence, One Page Rules is a set of wargaming rules for various systems that are made as simple as possible but still have a lot of tactical depth. The great thing about it is the basic rules for all the key games are available for free on their website to try, and they're miniatures agnostic, so you can use whatever you've already got in your collection. I've brought up the website here just to give you an example. Grimdark Future is what we would call a 40k equivalent pretty much. Grimdark Future Firefight is Kill Team, but also has an expansion which makes it a bit more Necromunda as well. Age of Fantasy would be similar to Age of Sigmar, and Age of Fantasy Skirmish would be a smaller scale game. And they also have Age of Fantasy Regiments for people who are craving a trip back to the old world. Now, the 5 games I've listed there all have a very similar backbone and stats for models between the games. Once you know one game, you basically know the rest. There'll just be minor tweaks. For example, the difference between Grimdark Future, the 40k equivalent, and Firefight mainly comes down to injury rolls and leadership tests and that kind of thing. So you get the idea. So here we are with the rule books for Grimdark Future, the 40k equivalent. The company is called One Page Rules, and they live up to that with the core rules for Grimdark Future. 1 page, but 2 sides, but then again that's really condensed for a war game. The basic idea to get your head around here is that you're going to be activating one squad and then your opponent activates one squad. It's not sitting waiting for half an hour for someone to move all the Tyranids up the field. You move one squad, they move one squad. When each unit activates, it can choose different actions. The basic actions here are hold, don't move anywhere and shoot. Advance, move 6 inches, shoot after you've moved. Rush is a 12-inch run. And charge, which is 12 inches movement, which then has to put you into melee, so you can rush or you can charge. Isn't broken down into phases, waiting for one player to go through a whole turn, doing each phase in turn. It's just brilliant. It's a lot more reactive and a lot more tactical on the field, choosing which unit to move in which order to see how your opponent responds. Brilliant. As I say, the stat lines are simplified, but don't let that fool you. So, enough rambling about the rules, because that's not really the purpose of this. We'll probably do a separate video about the actual game and gameplay. The next thing about One Page Rules is it's not just a set of free rules that are miniatures agnostic and are actually really good. They also have a 2-tier Patreon. Tier 1 gives you access to more advanced rules. As you can see here, paper miniatures, special missions. That's basically for you've got all your miniatures that you'd ever need, and you just want to support the rules, get all the books, get a bit more in depth with it. However, if you've got a 3D printer or have a friend who does, their miniature collection tier is phenomenal. So each month they will be producing a whole range of miniatures through sci-fi and fantasy. Sorry, I don't want to actually sign up for it. And the actual figures you get are amazing. So at the moment they're doing 3 armies a month. That's a bit of an exception. It's going back down to 2 soon. They've just had a run on demons, so everything's had demons thrown into the mix as well. The big announcements for November is Rat Men are coming. These guys look excellent. Lust Demons, they look quite sensual. And continuing the story and Star Host. So you get several units for each army every month. as far as printing out these figures goes, I've had no problem whatsoever. I generally download the pre-supported versions, throw them on my printer, just hit print, and they've all come out brilliantly. Another great thing about the Patreon, if you're on the miniature collection tier, you get for free the releases for that month, plus you also get a voucher for anything, 50% off everything on their My Mini Factory. 50% off My Mini Factory discount. A couple of months ago they did 70% off, so depending on how many patrons they get, it's an offer they do occasionally. And let me tell you, 70% off STLs, I took huge advantage of that. So let's go and have a quick look at the STLs now and what kind of prices we're looking at here. Here we are over on My Mini Factory looking at the one-page rules section here. I find the best way to navigate this generally is to look at the bundles. So we're going to Sci-Fi Armies. Let's take, for example, the Alien Hordes Army Bundle number 1. So currently priced at $74. If you sign up to the Patreon for £10, you'd be getting a half price voucher on everything here. And you can see here there's great value in the files. I really enjoy the sculpts. I've got some printed out and I've got some ready to show. And remember, once you've bought the files, you can print out as many as you like. It's not like if you went to Games Workshop and bought one box of Termagants for 20 quid or whatever they're charging these days. You've just got those 18 figures or however many it is. Here, you buy the files and then you can just print endlessly. Anyway, my apologies for an absolute ramble of a video, but there's just so much I wanted to get out of my head at the moment. So moving forward, what do we need to look at next? Well, once you've got files, how do you print them out? What's the process? What do they look like when they're finished? Other than that, what does this mean for Games Workshop? Can they continue on their current business plan? I don't see them folding anytime soon, but honestly, the results from 3D printers now are absolutely amazing. I've been waiting 20 years for a printer of this quality, and I've just got a basic one, and it's phenomenal. So look out for future videos about 3D printing and maybe a dive into Can Games Workshop survive. But anyway, if you have been, thanks for watching. Hi guys, time for a shameless plug. If you're interested in some 3D printed miniatures, I've got an Etsy store set up. It's Carlton Craftworks. Link will be in the description down below. Any purchase is going to be a huge help to the channel, but obviously I appreciate the economy's pretty tough at the moment. Anyway, stay excellent.